Let's have a look at fabulous factors and marvelous multiples. So factors and multiples are two sides of the same coin. They are related to multiplication and division. And as we know, multiplication and division are inverse operation. For example, let's have a look here. 5 times 4 equals 20. Now, this is the same as saying that 20 divided by 4 equals 5. So multiplication and division are inverse operation. They are opposite of each other. Let's have a look at a little bit more details on multiplication. So we want to have a look at the relationship between 5 and 20. Now by multiplication, we can say that 5 multiplied by 4 is 20. Right? So the keyword here is multiplied. And in this case, 5 is a factor of 20. And 20 will be a multiple of 5. Right? So you will notice that 5 being a smaller number is a factor of 20, which is a larger number. How about from division? Let's have a look at the relationship between 5 and 20. Now we can say that 20 divided by 4 is 5. So the keyword here is divided. And in this case, 20 is divisible by 5, meaning that it can be divided by 5. And 5 is a divisor of 20. Right? So you can see that multiplications and divisions are inverse operation. So how do we connect factors and multiples together? Now, if we have two numbers, when a number A is a factor of a number B, then B is a multiple of A. So always A will be the smaller number among the two numbers. For example, 5 is a factor of 20. And so therefore 20 is a multiple of 5. Right? So this is the relationship between factors and multiples. So how do we know when is one number a factor of another? Well, we can test it by dividing the two numbers together. Okay, so we can divide the second number by the first. If the division works out evenly, meaning there is no remainder, then the number is a factor. Otherwise, it is not. Let's have a look at one example here. Is 7 a factor of 56? Now in this case, we can test by division. We get 56 divided by 7, which gives us number 8 with no remainder. So therefore, yes, 7 is a factor of 56. How about is 4 a factor of 34? In this case, when 34 is divided by 4, we get a number 8, but with a remainder of 2. So therefore, no, 4 is not a factor of 34. So we understand factor now. Next, we look at factor pair. Right? Factor pair are two numbers together. So for any pair of two numbers, when multiplied together, it will equals to the original number. For example, given an original number of 35, this number 35 will have two factor pairs. One being number 1 multiplies by 35, and the other one is 5 multiplies 7. Right? How about the number 24? Can you think of the factor pairs? Now 24 can be obtained by 1 times 24, or 2 times 12, or 3 times 8, or 4 times 6. So all these four pairs here are the factor pairs for the number 24. Now note that every positive integer has at least one factor pair, which is the number 1 multiplied by the number itself. For example, number 2, the factor pair will be 1 times 2. 11 will be 1 times 11. 43 will be 1 times 43. So when there is only one factor pair, we have a prime number, right? So the definition of prime number is that when the number has only a factor pair. So how can we generate a number's factors? Now remember that the greatest factor of any number is the number itself, and the lowest factor of any numbers will be 1, right? Have a look here. This example, 2, we have 2 times 1 times 2, right? Any number, let's have a look at number 35, we have 1 times 35. 24, we have 1 times 24. So the largest factor will be the number itself, and the smaller factor will be number 1. So we can begin with steps number 1, 1 times the number itself. After that, we try to find a factor pair that includes the number 2. Then we can test the number 3 in the same way. And we can continue testing the numbers until we find no more factor pairs. So how can we find the factor pairs for 18? Remember the 4 steps earlier? First, we begin by the number 1. To get 18, we will have 1 times 18 itself. So this is one factor pair. Next, we try the number 2. So to get 18, we can have 2 times 9. So this is another factor pair. After that, we try on number 3. The number 3 times 6 will also give us 18. So we have 3 factor pairs now. How about the number 4? The number 4 and 5 are not factors because the division has a remainder. This is very important, not, right? 18 divided by 4 gives us 4, but there is a remainder of 2. So 4 is not a factor of 18. Similarly, 18 divided by 5 gives us 3, remainder 2. So 4 and 5 are not factors of 18. So 18 will have 3 factor pairs shown here. 1, 2, 3 factor pairs. Right? If we list all the numbers in the factor pairs, we will have 6 factors for 18. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18.